my beauties, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shweta Vijay. For the ones that are just finding out who I am, what I'm all about, welcome to my space. Today we have another foundation review, pretty exciting actually, and this comes from NYX Cosmetics. I'm going to be reviewing the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop, and I'm going to be comparing it with the Total Control. Now, the Total Drop Control Foundation, I have already done a separate video when this launched, okay? This works really beautifully on our skin. If you want to see much more in detail, then you can go to the info bar and check out the links that I have given of the video. But just to sum it up, all I can say is the Total Drop Control Foundation is one of my favorite foundation. In my top 8 foundation, I did say that it works really beautifully on acne-prone skin. So it's a water-based foundation, really light. In the Total Drop, my shade is Classic Tan, and the only thing that I am a bit iffy about is the price that you're paying for only about 13 ml, which is quite less, and I have no idea since when did NYX get really expensive. When it comes to this foundation, the Can't Stop, Won't Stop, all I can tell you is please go in store. If you have the ability or if you have the opportunity to go in store and purchase it, I would really recommend that much more than purchasing online, and I'll tell you why. It has got, first of all, the beauty of this is it has got too many shade variety, too many undertones, so everybody can get matched beautifully. And if a company like NYX can come out with that many shades and undertones coming from an affordable line, I don't think the big companies should, give out any more excuses. The Can't Stop, Won't Stop, why I'm saying to go in store is because I tried 3 shades, guys, and in this shade, in the Total Drop, like I said, I was a Classic Tan. So I tried the Classic Tan in the Can't Stop, Won't Stop, and I looked white. I went in store, trust me when I tell you, I sat with the makeup artist. I went outside the store under direct sunlight. I was sitting inside. I tried so many shades on my jawline area, and what really matched up to me was the caramel one, because the golden one, because of its warm golden undertone, it suddenly turned into an orange shade on my skin, and I was looking really ghastly. People who have got a warm undertone, I think you can play it safe by going for a neutral shade like the way I have. Okay, so let's talk about the outside packaging. It's about 30 ml. It's a glass bottle. It's got a plastic cap. The main head over here has a tendency of moving, so that you really need to be careful. It's not exactly travel friendly. So if you're traveling with this, I would suggest you to put it in a travel size bottle. You just need a little bit. It's a full coverage foundation. A little goes a long way. When I put it on, like I'm going to do half and half of Can't Stop, Won't Stop, and the other half will be Total Drop. You'll see how full coverage this one is. Now, for people who are buying it online from a website that you're not very sure about, please make sure that behind the label there is a small arrow sticker that says "Peel Me," and as soon as you peel it off, right here you can see you can get all the ingredients and where it is made in. This is made in USA and NYX is cruelty free. And yeah, let's start with the application and the wear test. So right now what I'm going to do is half my face. I'm just going to put the Total Control, okay, and I'm in the shade Classic Tan. This has a very watery consistency and it's very hydrating. It's like a water-based foundation formula, all right? So very good for people with acne-prone skin. Any problem with your skin, you are absolutely going to love this. And as I apply this drop foundation, you'll see how watery this one is. And with the Total Drop, obviously it's a very buildable foundation, the coverage I'm talking about. If you want a lot more coverage, then you can add a lot more. Like for example, I put a lot of foundation usually. I just apply tiny drops of it and I just make sure that I blend it really well to the skin. I also love the fact that this foundation is so good for matured skin. This is one of the foundation I applied even on my mother while I was teaching, while I did the tutorial, how to do makeup on matured skin. So it works really well because it's a water-based foundation, so it does not tend to become streaky, patchy. It does not overemphasize the fine lines, the wrinkles, nothing. So can you see that? Because I applied so much more, every scar and acne marks of mine has been covered, as well as my pigmentation. So you can go really less, you can go as much as you want. Once I start blending it, and once it just sets, it sets to a beautiful, beautiful skin tone of mine. Now we shall apply the second one. This is the Can't Stop, Won't Stop in the shade Caramel. That has a lot of yellow tone going on. And I'll show you. You just need tiny drops of it because this one, a little goes a long way, you guys. It's a complete full coverage foundation. And taking that same stippling brush, I'm just going to stipple this and blend it. And The consistency of this is also very thick, and you will see how I'm going to have a lot of extra foundation after I blend this in. So I'll have to take out the extra with the damp beauty sponge, and immediately you can see how yellow this foundation is. And this is a neutral one. This is a neutral shade. So you can imagine the golden one, it would have made me look like Donald Trump. But immediately, again, it covers my acne scars. Though it's a thick foundation, it feels very light on the face. It's not at all cakey. So there was always this problem for people who were into cruelty-free makeup. They were not able to get a full coverage foundation from the drugstore. There are two right now. One is the Conceal and Define from Makeup Revolution, and the second one is the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop. Though I feel the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop sits better than the Conceal and Define on your skin. Now what I'm going to do, I'm taking my beauty sponge and I'm soaking it, damping it with a setting spray. This is the Gerard Slay All Day setting spray in the fragrance coconut. If you're thinking of getting a few things from Gerard, don't forget to use my discount code Shweta. All of that is in the description bar. Please do yourself a favor and just go get the setting sprays. Just trust me on this, get the setting spray because it's amazing. And I love to always take the damp beauty sponge and just press it into my skin with the setting spray. I've been doing that a lot lately with my foundation, especially my base. And that's it. I just dab it right here, whatever, and all the extra comes out. This is what the foundation looks like right now. As you can see, this has got a lot more warmer tone than this one. This is my perfect color, whereas this is a lot more warmer. But right now when I see both of the foundation has settled onto my skin really well, there is nothing like that is defining my pores like the Huda Beauty 4 filter. You know, everything looks really concealed. It looks really beautiful. It makes my skin look like skin. This one I feel as if I've not worn a foundation. That's how light it is. And this one you can see that there is a full coverage foundation, but it's not cakey. It's very hard for me to explain. Only when you apply that on your face, you will see how beautifully it settles down. This obviously is a foundation that will work extremely well on oily skin, but it's also a foundation that will work on combination to a normal skin depending on what primer that you put underneath it. Alright guys, so the final makeup is done. So everything has gone over my foundation, you know, the usual concealer, setting powders, everything, and it's looking really fine, okay? My skin has never looked better. It just has that proper coverage, both the sides, especially the total drop, and you know, it makes my skin look like skin. And even this one, though it's a full coverage one, it's looking absolutely beautiful. And the best part is, though I have applied all my setting powder, nothing moved. The foundation has stayed put. This is without a primer, so I can just imagine how well it will behave if you put a primer underneath it. So I'm working with natural light, so you can see the shade of this foundation really well. And as you can see, this color is matching to the total drop. That's because I made the concealer and the banana setting powder. I mixed it, so I can make it work, you guys. And it's looking really fine. What do you guys think? It's around 1:30 right now. I think around 7:30 should be a good enough time to see which foundation has oxidized. I already know my winner, you guys, but I wanted you to see which foundation has made my skin look less or more like skin and less oilier, because my T-zone area is extremely oily. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to be filming another tutorial, so I'm just going to take that eye makeup off before I give my final verdict. And I've just taken a coffee break because I just filmed video number 2, and after the coffee break I'm going to go and film the third video. So now I wanted to just give a quick check-in and let you know what I think about this foundation. As usual, this side has the total drop, this side has Can't Stop Won't Stop, and both of it is looking fine. I'm really happy that the Can't Stop Won't Stop side has not oxidized to an orange tone. So like I said, I think a neutral base is a safe zone area. So if you have a warm tone, pick up the neutral shade because it has got a good mixture of warm and cool, and I think it'll settle onto the face really well. The total drop side, obviously it has no oiliness, and I can't believe that I filmed my first video in the previous video with no setting powder, nothing. I just changed my eye makeup, and the video that I'm about to do has also got no setting powder. So in the future, if you see those two videos and I'm looking like a frying pan, please forgive me. It is because I wanted to stay really true and authentic to the texture and formulation of this foundation. But I quite like it, and I have noticed every time I put a really heavy base foundation, like a full coverage foundation, it does accentuate my textures a lot more. But that has nothing to do with the foundation. It has everything to do with my skin. I've got textured skin, so that will protrude a lot more. If you have clear skin, you will definitely enjoy this foundation. But saying that, it is not as bad as the Huda Beauty one. Huda Beauty's foundation, even if you have the slightest of texture, it is like a highlighting powder. It just emphasizes the texture a lot more. Whereas the NYX one it's giving me that very soft filtered look, yet when you do a little close-up, can you see that it is accentuating, it is emphasizing my pores a lot more. So this side is pretty good. I can touch my skin. It feels like as if I've got no makeup on. This side, you definitely know that there is a heavy duty makeup that is going on. But I already have a winner, you guys. I don't even have to wait for another 3-4 hours, but for your benefit, I'm just going to do that, and I should let you know my verdict. I'm going to change my eye makeup right now, a little bit more lipstick. I think I want to go a little pink at the moment, change my top, and I shall see you in a couple of hours. We shall talk about the pros and cons and what my final thoughts of the Can't Stop, Won't Stop foundation is all about. Yeah? Guys, I'm really sorry the lights are dimmed out, but whenever I shoot a foundation review, I like to do it in natural light so that you can see the shade properly. Now let's talk about the pros. I love the Total Drop for the way that it just stays. The color does not oxidize. It's like your skin looks like skin. It's such a thin formula. It's beautiful. But with the Can't Stop, Won't Stop foundation, it's a complete full coverage foundation. As you can see, all of the scars, everything has completely erased it. Another pro is that both the foundation can work really well with combination normal to oily skin. The third positive thing about the Can't Stop, Won't Stop is that you will get your shade matched, the variety of shades and the variety of undertone, which is absolutely stellar. Now let's talk about the negative, and the +1 negative for the Can't Stop, Won't Stop is that it oxidizes really badly. So make sure that you get yourself properly matched and be prepared for the kind of oxidization that happens once you apply this after a couple of hours. The safe bet is to go for a neutral undershade. Just make sure that you test it out really well before buying this. The last thing I have to say is these two are a pretty expensive foundation. I don't understand since when did NYX get so expensive where foundation is concerned. So for the kind of money that is going in, I would say that the Can't Stop, Won't Stop will give you your money's worth. So I hope you enjoyed watching this review. Let me know what you'd like to see next, and until later, bye for now.